Well, it is now time for weather with Nebraska Extension Ag climatologist and Market Journal's chief meteorologist Al Dutcher. Al, it was another week with some spring-like weather. That included high temperatures, thunderstorms, and the possibility of frost for some. How are things shaping up as we turn to the week ahead?
Well, Bryce, we had some thunderstorm activity during this week, and now we're looking at the potential for some frost and scattered freezing temperatures across the northern plains and into some parts of Nebraska as we move through this weekend. We look at a summary of this last week. The major precipitation events, of course, occurred as we were on Tuesday. We had thunderstorms develop during the morning hours in central Nebraska moving toward the northeast, and then we've seen that redevelopment as we got into the I-80 corridor from south central southwest Nebraska eastward during the overnight hours into eastern Nebraska. And then, of course, we've seen the severe thunderstorm development and the widespread MCS or mesoscale convective complex develop across much of Iowa as we got into Thursday afternoon and into Friday morning, yesterday morning. We also seen some of that back build into portions of northeastern Nebraska. Unfortunately, a lot of the western part of the state missed out on much of these precipitation events. However, it did believe this is an opportunity for those that are still trying to get crops planted to get out into the field without any more significant delays. So as we go through the next 7 days, we do have opportunities for a couple more precipitation events and dealing with some chilly weather. So let's take a look at the upper air models. The first thing I'll show your attention is that trough that is responsible for bringing some of the precipitation in southwestern Nebraska is now moving its way toward eastern Nebraska. The cold air to our north will start to fill in as we go through the overnight hours. The high pressure sliding in across the western portion of the Great Plains region, creating some upslope flow this morning, and that moisture is expected to continue to spread eastward during the daylight hours into the evening hours. And by tomorrow morning, we should see most of that jet core moving toward the Great Lakes region and high pressure settling in, bringing much cooler conditions. The precipitation shield itself will also shift off to the east, and we'll be looking at some very chilly conditions, probably some scattered frost, particularly the northwestern half of the state. And then as we go into Monday morning, we'll see another trough move across the northern plains. And the question is how much moisture will be associated with this system. At least from the GFS model standpoint, they are showing a little bit of convergence across the northern panhandle and southwestern portions of the state. Tuesday, this trough digs a little bit deeper, begins its eastward movement. We won't be seeing the bitter cold temperatures we will this weekend, but we will still remain consistently cooler than normal. And wherever that trough basically sags southward, we're going to see some precipitation. So it looks like south central, southeast, and east central Nebraska has a chance for some decent moisture as we go through the overnight hours. On Wednesday, most of that activity should start to shift toward the east. We'll see high pressure once again build in from the west, and that will bring a warming trend to western Nebraska, and we'll probably see that warming trend develop into eastern Nebraska as we get into Thursday as high pressure system itself begins to shift slowly toward the east. So our temperatures will be basically back into the 80s and potentially even some lower 90s in the southwestern part of the state as the major precipitation pattern continues to shift off toward the eastern seaboard. On Friday, the GFS model is trying to hint at the development of an upper air to low pressure system over portions of eastern Oklahoma. If this does develop, that will help to bring some moisture northward, and whether or not that intersects with this area up in the northern Rockies remains to be seen, but there is some hints that this low pressure system may cut off somewhat and bring some moisture up at least into southwest or southeastern Nebraska. As we look farther into the future, the 8 to 14 day forecast next Thursday is the following Tuesday that includes a Memorial Day weekend. Above normal temperatures are expected, below normal in the Pacific Northwest. In terms of precipitation, below normal precipitation with normal to above to the northern plains. Looking farther out in the future, the next 3 months, looks like above normal temperatures centered over the western United States and below normal precipitation from the northern plains all the way into the southern plains.